Hi folks, this is all the fruit, and here I have yet another one of those ancient, huge carob trees, which I seem to find everywhere I go in the Canary Islands, but also in the southern Mediterranean, places like Malta or southern Italy or southern Spain. They are some of the most impressive cultivated trees. They're a little bit like the walnuts in colder areas, and here I found one. Maybe this is the biggest yet. I could have made a lot more videos. I think I already made 3 videos about ancient carob trees in the Canary Islands, but I could have easily made a lot more. But this year I couldn't pass without the video. Well, the height of the tree is not very impressive, maybe 12 meters or so. Branches are growing down, quite protected, and I guess that's the reason the local farmer used this area to store his stuff. So now we will ignore all his stuff, but look at this tree. Look at how thick this is. This must be about 2 meters thick. A gigantic stem branching at the height of about 2 meters. Let me see. Well, yeah, I can stand. When I stand here, my head almost touches this lower branch. So those are 2 meters. So the thickness of the tree should be also about 2 meters, because this branch here is pretty much at this position, is pretty much exactly 2 meters above ground. Look at this thing. Wow. If I was in the Mediterranean, I would have said maybe this thing is like those old olives, 1,000, 2,000 years old. But this area was settled by Europeans just about 500 years ago. So it cannot be that old. It cannot be 1,000 years old, but it's definitely a couple hundred years old. Look, it has broken apart. Here, it looks like 3 big parts have broken off. One of them has been cut off completely. The other one is still alive, despite being broken. What an impressive tree. They grow quite fast, but still, it takes a couple hundred years to form such an impressive trunk. Yeah. Well, a lot has broken off. In the immediate vicinity, there are 2 more impressive carob trees. Well, they are not more impressive than the first one, but there are 2 more carob trees which are impressive. I guess this here could have originated from the roots of the ancient tree. Look, there are big roots around here. And yeah, here there is some old canal. Here the ancient tree from above. Look at it, it's gigantic, even from this side, even with all those little branches obstructing the view, but they are part of the tree, so we don't complain. Yeah, this is the part which is lying down, and here are those which look like they are some suckers, like they are coming from the roots of the ancient tree. It's also possible that they are coming from their own roots. Okay, so there are 2 here, and there is 1 more. But look at this. This is the size of a sofa. You can basically sit here comfortably, or you could if it wasn't at such an inclination. Look at this. Even this at the base is well over 2 meters thick, but it doesn't really have a trunk. It's basically branching from the ground on. And here is another one, also impressive enough in its own way. Well, this is less than a meter thick and also without a real trunk, but with whole bunches of fruit. Those right now are not really edible for humans, but it seems like some animal has targeted specifically the seeds. Very strange. Humans don't eat the seeds. Well, we use them for congealant. Basically, carob seeds are in a lot of modern foods, but what we eat or make into powder for cocoa is the outer part. But Seems like this animal is targeting specifically the young seeds. Lots and lots and lots of young fruit here. I think those are also young fruit, but young fruit this animal has already destroyed. Don't see any old fruit which I could try. Lots and lots of young fruit. Some old fruit lying on the ground. Let's go back to the ancient tree. Don't see a single fruit on the ancient tree. Not on the lower branches, not on the higher branches. Maybe it's not in season. I see some flowers up there. Even here. Look at them. Nice flower buds. Here some more flower buds. Beautiful. Here some flowers. No fruit right now. Let's go and look one more time at this beautiful gigantic trunk. Look at this is a valley. There are no old trees in those valleys. If you look around, the countryside is really amazing. One of the most beautiful countrysides I've ever seen. But if you see, the original forest has been destroyed, so down here there are no big trees. Even the fruit trees, they are usually small. The biggest trees you see here are those carob trees and the eucalyptus trees. Well, over there behind those ridges there is still laurisilva with some big trees, but basically the only giant trees in those part of the valleys are the eucalyptus and those carob trees. Impressive. I'm so honored and humbled to be here by this tree. Yeah, I could stand here and my head, what am I? 1.94 or so, like 6 feet 4 inches, 6 feet 6 inches, something like that. And not my head, but my head barely touches the lower branches. So you imagine the size of this tree. 2 meters thick. And this is not a native tree. This was planted by the Spanish when they came here. So folks, I'm really glad I could show you yet another of those giant carob trees here in the Montes de Anaga in Tenerife. Stay tuned for a lot more fruit videos from the beautiful island of Tenerife, and don't forget to like, share, comment and subscribe.